few years back, I found this Half-Life 2 mod called Watching Paint Dry, the game. In this game, you watch paint dry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The video's over. Okay, that obviously is not what you do in this game. I mean, well, you can watch paint dry, but there's so much more to it. And we're going to be doing pretty much every single thing you can do in this game. I also just want to say that the support on the last two videos have just been amazing. It is so much more than I could have ever expected, especially for them both being just, my first two videos on my channel. Anyways, yeah, that's it for now, and of course, thank you for watching. When first loading into the game, a voice that I'll just be referring to as the narrator begins speaking to us. He says the following.
Welcome to Watching Paint Dry, the game. In this game, you sit and watch paint dry in real time. Feel free to interact with the objects in the room, but do not touch the wall until it is dry. Have fun.
Now, of course, we could just listen to him and play with the objects in the room and make sure to not touch the paint until it's dry. Or we can just, touch the paint now. So going over and touching the paint, this happens.
You have touched the wall. The wall was not dry. You fail.
After this, it just sends us back to the main menu. So what do? We're seemingly stuck in this room as we can't open the door. All we can do is just sit and watch the paint dry. Well, we actually can open the door if we go over to this vent behind us and pop it open. After opening it, a key falls out. This key can obviously be used to open the door, and let's explore the rest of this building. After walking out, we are placed in the kitchen, in which we find a gravity gun on the table. This is what we'll have in our hands for most of the game. Going down the hall, we'll find a set of stairs. Upstairs, we find 3 doors. The door to our left leads to our room with some type of weird machine, alongside with blueprints behind it. Reading the blueprints shows that it requires 3 levers to be pulled, alongside needing a monitor, clock, and a satellite dish. We'll come back to this later. Inside the door on the right of the hallway, we find a bathroom. Nothing too interesting here, as it just seems like a standard bathroom to me. The final door is locked, with there being a keycard slot next to it, hidden behind a painting. Now me personally, I feel like there might be something more to the bathroom. So going back, we can actually flush the toilet, and this happens.
You seem to have jumped across dimensions and transcended into the wrong game by flushing the toilet. I'll be honest with you, I've never seen somebody do that before, but let's get back on track. I'll send you back to the menu.
After all of that, we are sent back to the main menu. Since we're back in the paint room, I might as well show another thing that we can do in here. Looking to our right is a painting on the wall. We can actually go up and jump through the painting, being a reference to Super Mario 64. This then happens.
Welcome to Watching Paint Dry, the game. In this game, you...
Hello, it's me, Mario. Oh, nice computer you got here. Can I have it? 1, 2, 3.
So yeah, after being shot by Mario, we're sent back to the paint room. Now let's get to probably the biggest part of the game, the fridge. Opening the fridge, we see that actually leads down to a dark hallway. Walking all the way down this hallway, we come to 2 things. One of the levers from the blueprint we saw earlier, and a hole right below it. Ignoring this lever for later, we jump down the hole, and we get sent down to what I'll be referring to as another layer, with the layer above us being layer 1, and the layer that we're now in being layer 2. In layer 2, we can just tell the place is just trashed and worn down. The lights don't work, and the windows seem to be covered up. Going up the stairs, we see that the previously locked door is now open, showing a computer screen watching the paint room we were once at, alongside a red button. Pressing this red button on any layer will just send us back to layer 1, so we'll just ignore it. Going back to the kitchen, we can enter the fridge again and enter layer 3. Layer 3 is in an even worse condition than before. It is just burning, and the windows show an orange glowing mass from outside. Apart from obvious appearances, this layer works the exact same way the last layer does, so we'll just be going down the fridge to enter layer 4. Layer 4 lacks the flames that layer 3 did, but now it seems to be buried underground, with sand covering the windows from the outside and sand seeming to pile in the floors of this building. Once again, this layer works the exact same the last 2 layers did, so we'll be going down to layer 5. Layer 5 is rather unique from the last 3, as there is an event that can be triggered here. Walking out the paint room, we see caution signs throughout the hallway. This building also has a green light throughout the place. Going up the stairs to the screen room, we find a green button next to the red button. Pressing this green button brings us to an ending. We end up in the same building, but now strapped with a pistol with many ammo crates throughout the building, alongside a new room down the hall with an armory, as something seems to be lurking around the place. We can fight these zombies as much as we want, but they will endlessly come. Going up to the screen room, we find where the zombies spawn from. The red button does not work as there is no way to stop the zombies. Even after dying to the zombies, we just respawn in the same zombie-ridden building. The only way to end this is by starting a new game. Coming back to layer 5, we ignore the green button from earlier and once again descend down the fridge. Layer 6 is also unique for having its own event. Upon entering the paint room, we notice that the windows are covered in what seems to be like some type of moon rock. Entering this kitchen, we can look out the window and see the earth, as we're watching it from the moon. Going up the stairs and heading to the door on our left, we're greeted with a new room. Going up these stairs leads us to a final room, with the earth presented in front of us with a big red button. Pressing the big red button causes this.
Protocol CHAIR initiated. Detonating nuclear warheads in T-minus 15 seconds.
The narrator then scolds us for pressing the red button without thinking of the consequences. He then sends us back to layer 1, now destroyed by our actions, and then leaves us here. The only way to leave this is by starting a new game. Coming back to layer 6, we instead don't blow up the earth this time and walk down the fridge once again. Layer 7 might look quite familiar to you, as we've ended up in the back rooms. The kitchen is now missing with the gravity gun just left on the ground instead. There's not much that we can do here, so once again, we descend back down the fridge to another layer. Entering layer 8, we seem to end up in some type of prison, similar to that of Nova Prospect from Half-Life 2. The fridge is now blocked by prison bars, so we'll have to find another way to get to the fridge. Going up the stairs, everything is the same, however, above the stairs is a little opening to another room. Jumping across, we end up in a secret room where we're able to blow out a vent and go through a hole in the wall where we can finally enter the fridge once again. Entering layer 9, we are greeted by a new narrator, which has a quite familiar sounding voice. This narrator is the narrator from the Stanley Parable, another game which is quite similar to watching paint dry, and also started as a Half-Life 2 mod. Following the narrator, he tries to lead us to the red button, which sends us back to the first layer. We, of course, are going to ignore him and travel down to the 10th and final layer.
Stanley instead decided that his eating disorder was more important than the story, and he stepped inside of a fridge.
We are now in the final layer. Opening the fridge reveals that it's now just a normal fridge. There is no longer a dark hallway behind it. Going up the stairs shows that the door to the screen room is now different and rather illuminated. Walking inside greets us with the narrator.
Hello, welcome to my house. This is where I sit and watch you watch paint dry. Feel free to look around, and if you want to go back up to the top layer, just press that button on the wall. Have fun.
In this room, there are a couple things you can do. You can walk through the doors in the back to just find some little extension of the room. Another thing you can do is press the button on the bottom of his desk. This moves one of the objects in his room to reveal a secret room with lots of writings on the wall. Seems to be a bunch of inside jokes. I'm assuming all of these come from the Discord made for this project. I think. One last thing you can do in this room is grab a paint can and touch the narrator with it, which then causes this.
You've just created a paradox. Anything that touches the paint is supposed to get removed from existence. Since I just touched the paint, I have to remove myself from existence. There's a problem, however. If I remove myself from existence, I won't be existence anymore. But if I'm existence anymore, I won't be able to remove myself from existence again later. Therefore, I didn't remove myself from existence. But if I'm still in existence, then I can touch the paint can. Therefore, I can remove from existence. But if I remove from existence, I won't be able to remove myself from existence later. Therefore, I don't get to remove from existence. Four potential ideas here. If I exist in all times and possibilities at once, there will always be one when I don't get to remove from existence. Because I never touched the paint can, at least one of them. Because it's infinite. Therefore, there will always be one of me in existence. Wait, so if I don't get to remove from existence, then I won't get to remove from existence because I won't be able to remove myself from existence. But if I don't get to remove myself from existence, won't that mean I'm still here? Or since I have to remove from existence, won't that mean that I just won't be here to remove? When I'm still talking to this office, I haven't gotten removed yet. Or maybe I didn't and you're just creating removal. Or maybe I'm immortal and therefore exempt from paradoxes. But if I'm exempt from paradoxes, I won't be stuck here talking about them. Or is the universe just collapsing around this? I have to be sent down this infinite back and forth about whether or not I should get removed from existence. That would be great too, I think. I just tried my best to
After, we seem to warp through reality itself. We end up in what I assume is the first layer, with the wall of paint now dry. After walking outside the room, we see that the door down the hall was now open, and walking through it shows the end screen of the game, with credits to anyone who helped on this project. This is seemingly the end of the game, with the game closing after this. However, there is one thing we forgot. The weird machine all the way back in layer 1. Starting the game up again and going back to the machine, we must follow the instructions. We grab a clock and shoot it down the hall. We also go down the fridge and hit the lever we saw at the beginning of the game when we went on our little fridge adventure. Continuing on, we bring the clock to the machine and place it inside. Remembering back to when we were in layer 8 with the prison, we jump to that secret area above the stairs. Despite it being blocked by a wooden panel, we are able to move it out the way. We can then descend down to a secret room with some computers in it. We then hit the second lever and take the monitor in the corner alongside a keycard on the desk. Blowing out the vent again, we're able to leave through the closet. Inside the closet is the satellite dish that we need. Bringing these items back up, we attach the monitor and satellite dish to the machine. We're almost done now, only needing to find that last final lever. Using the keycard, we were able to open the screen room, inside being the last final lever. Also notice that the red button that we saw on the other layers is now purple. Pressing this starts the final event.
What did you just do? Wait. I know what you... Ha 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 ha.
Hello, I'm Fonzie. You have awakened me from my slumber, and I have come to eradicate your world. You pressed the suspicious-looking button on the wall, and now I'm free. You fool. There was a warning right above it. How did you not see it? Anyway, because you awoke me.
Alright, so Bonsai Buddy is basically saying that he's going to eradicate the Earth, and gives us another 30 seconds as a thanks that we brought him back. Using these 30 seconds, we run to the machine and use it. Using it seems to warp us through time and space. After we return, we must go back down to the paint room and touch the wall before Bonsai Buddy literally fucking eradicates the Earth. After touching the paint wall, we see this.
Oh boy, only a few more seconds until this place is eradicated. How about I sing you my variation on Daisy Bell? Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer true. Fine.
This is what I believe to be the final ending of the game. I'm not exactly sure what it means, if it means anything, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, so anyways, that's watching paint and dry the game. Go play it for yourself if you want, and make sure to go support the creator. It's an amazing mod for Half-Life 2, and when I first found out about this like years ago, I could just not get enough of it. It's just so good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave any feedback or whatever, and yeah, once again, thank you for watching.